Hello, my name is Dylan, and welcome to the channel. I'm going to be talking about a very important video game to me, and that game is Project Eden's Garden. Now, of course, this game has been canceled due to unfortunate events, and that has greatly disappointed me because I loved this game. I loved the prologue and the first chapter when I saw for the first time in the December of 2024. I was looking forward to what surprises this game had in store and who killed who in the next chapter, but that unfortunately won't happen. Instead, we got the full game leaks, and if you're a fan of the time, which why wouldn't you be if you clicked on a no-name YouTuber like me with a video titled about Project Eden's Garden? I would have loved to see the game the way the team had intended if the game was completed, but since it won't be, these leaks, and the Death Order is all we will get. Ever. Now, I don't want to insult the story writers by writing a version of the game I think would be better, but there are certain things of the original game I didn't fully love the idea of. I don't know. Maybe I needed to actually see brought to life instead of reading about it on a Reddit page post, but that will never happen. So here we are. This is just how I would have done Project Eden's Garden if I had done it. So I hope nobody hates me for thinking my version is the most superior Eden's Garden that's ever existed. Just by the record, none of these are an original ideas. I love this game so much, and I love the community. I've read other people's fan versions of the game and predictions videos back when there were still predictions to be made, and I am just combining story ideas I got from each individual one. And this is ultimately what I would have wanted my Project Eden's Garden to be. So don't hate me for being a story thief. I am putting my own spins on thing, and not everything is an exact copy. So here we go. Story time. Am I ready to explain my Project Eden's Garden game? Yes, I am. I should just get to it. Okay. As for Chapter 1, I would leave things the same. I wish I could make the free time events canon in the sense that they aren't just optional, but a part of the story, because I love the extra time spent with Eva. And I feel like what we learned from her about her bullying and her trying and failing to get another ultimate title and her being unloved, it's all great. And I want Damon to have learned this about her to feel closer to Eva and understand her better, her struggles and her most personal things to make them feel like friends and not just people who knew each other for a couple of days and were both isolated from the groups due to their shared opinions on their situation. She did say she trusts him and shared the blackmail more be with him, but it's hard to distinguish how of much of that was manipulation and how much was actual trust. I feel like it was both manipulation to get him to trust her, but I do feel she's trusted him, whether she trusted him to fall for her lies or actually trusted him, a friend that she never had, is hard to make clear. This makes their friendship more real and less ambiguous, so the betrayal stings more. I love Eva's story of how she kills Wolfgang out of fear and a bit of revenge for making her a target, and they learn of Eva's past, of her talent being underlooked at, and she got bullied for it. Plus, her parents didn't show her love, all like in the original outline that the developer leaked. As for Wolfgang, I don't really have anything for him. Maybe there can be a reveal he was planning to murder his blackmailer, and that's why he grabbed the knife, but it makes him being unprepared for Eva's sneak attack a bit puzzling because he should have been on edge. Maybe he was just going to threaten them to hide his secret. Maybe he thought it was him being a fraud. I'll get to that later. I have much to talk there. I think that would be interesting. It would fit his blackmail of taking after his father and having a wolfish mind if he did plan a murder. But I don't think any of us like that for Wolfgang when we already understand why he was a hypocrite. So I'm just going to leave it that. It's probably better if the knife was just for protection. Now, time for chapter 2. I don't care about the motives. I'll only mention them if they have something to do with the murder. Not all the time in the Danganronpa series or its fan games does the motive affect the murder. But anyway, I'm going to leave Gene as the killer with the same story and motive for getting back to his crew. The drugs stuff don't matter as much to me. His crew shipping drugs gives more character to them, so I'm fine with it, even if people disagree. I don't think the original murder method works here, being poisoned bread, but I'm not going to design murder methods because I'm not creative enough to come up with an entire mystery and way someone killed someone. I know. I'm doing a half-assed job here. It's just except that I suck and there's better YouTubers than me. Give me a break at least. I'm new to this. Anyway, Gene killed Jet and he obscured the time of death by dressing like Jet and no one knew. Then in the trial, it comes down to Gene and Damon. Over a year ago, after completing the first chapter, I thought to myself, what I wanted in the second chapter. I knew then I wanted it to come down to Gene and Damon as the killers and everyone trying to figure out who being split. I know, I know, dude. You predicted Gene would be the chapter 2 killer before it was revealed a year ago. I know I'm awesome. You can all applause me and make me your king later. I particularly had in mind Damon being a confident, insensitive jerk, making it hard for people to believe him, while Gene is the more like able and the guy looking less likely to do it as for emotionally. Gene could have still had the stuff about Damon being the target. It might not have to be brought up until after the trial, or he accuses Damon of faking and lying about him being the target to make himself look innocent. Now, I'll be honest, I am underutilizing Jet. In the original story, he was a survivor and he had an important story with Mark, who had feelings for him and wanting to die after being rejected. Then Jet was going to lose his helmet, which revealed how he really looked under him. Now, there was multiple things I could have done with him, but honestly, I never truly cared for Jet. Even though he was humorous character who was a light-hearted, chill dude who saved the mood from getting to dark to serious, and many people were fans of him. I never really cared for him. And there were other characters I wanted to use later. So he got the short end of the stick. Um, there were multiple things that could have happened with Jet, like he could have hidden scars under his helmet. He could have been a fake version of Jet Dawson, and the real one died years ago. He could have been the mastermind hiding under the helmet. But ultimately, honestly, I'm just not too interested. The only thing I would have liked to see from Jet is his connection with Mark. If Mark would kill Ingrid by accident in the original chapter 4, then I would have liked to see Jet try to cover for Mark and help him get away with it, not wanting his close friend to die. Though I suppose it would have been good to watch Jet be totally surprised and disheartening shock at the reveal of Mark being the killer. But to at least do something with Jet and his helmet mystery, I decided I could have him die and the killer dress like him to hide when he died. I know, not my original idea. I'm sure a lot of you figured doing the same with Jet, but it was the best thing to be done with him. Overall, I'm just not too into Jet or what he had to offer the story, so let's move on. Chapter 3 has Ulysses kill Ingrid with a trap and has a reward from a motive or a Tozu perk. I don't know, probably should have thought about it more. You can tell me that in the comments if you want to waste your time. His reward was that he could escape with someone. That someone obviously being Winona. Winona planned the murder and had Ulysses commit it so she wouldn't be at risk of Grunt executed if caught. She wouldn't then become upset at her only friend Ulysses being executed, and it can be her fault that he got caught. She could have had a slip of the tongue like Mondo giving away she knows something, but she's provably too smart for that. She could have did something that led to the trap being traced to Ulysses. Point is, she'd be upset. And she'd blame herself for pushing her friend to do the murder and him dying for it. In some outlines, I saw that Ulysses would have had a crush on Winona, but it being unrequited. So I'll make use of that and have him be unsure about doing the murder, but deciding to do it for Winona because he loves her. Or it could just be that he's so close to her. If you don't like the love thing, I don't like fully love it, but I don't think it's bad. Now, as for why he dies, one of Winona and Ulysses had to die to push the other's character development.